hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with a platoon harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint.
Brace yourself. Would a gliding be fast? Let the show begin!
How unbecoming.
Brace yourself. Think you can get away? Shadow Raven, let night fall!
You're wide open.
Come on, we can do it!
Celestial Voyager.
Would a gliding be faster? Yahoo! Let me sleep a while.
Your life is mine.
Not bad, not bad. Not bad. You've got a trick or two. Haha, good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger. You've got some skills.
I'll protect us! By royal decree!
All you do is run.
Blood repays blood.
Gotcha.
I'll protect us! Yeah! Go, lover, go! Let's play!
Don't waste my time. Your life is mine.
Right. You've got some skills.
We are all but pawns.
Would a gliding be
Something
faster?
else catch your eye?
Here we go! Would a gliding think you can get away? Here we go!
Too tied. All you do is run. Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now! Huh? I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Not bad. But this is going to cost you! Yeah! Regarding the Golden House reference. No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now! Don't make me take it from you!
We didn't take it! Time for takeoff. Yahoo!
Well then, it seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend. Even if our friendship can only be shown in...
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest, given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the... In fact, It might be that the exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to say the least. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest working with those who are weaker than I. The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. I seldom willingly mingle with any dull and boring weaklings who think otherwise. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone fort.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the GR Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the weight. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the... Do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the Seven?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission. Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no obstacle. Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more intriguing. Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on? If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden... Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the seat?
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you...
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? Now that's scary. So will the power of the Chising, Millelith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is... not necessarily.
What? But all of you are supposed to be the guardians of Lilith! Can't you think of something?
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it peaked there, and as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own hands is here. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest...
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now. Yep.
The Fatui! They're attacking the Guizhong Ballista!
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work!
All able Millelith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you. One wishes to witness.
I'm not breaking a
By
sweat!
royal decree!
No slacking off!
Yahoo!
My duty! This was well
Think you can get away? Oz, reveal thyself! Here we go!
cook this.
Here we go!
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How dare you. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
By royal Shadow Raven! Left Knight!
Submit! The ancient gods attack me again! There's something to me too! We can't look!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children? Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is just the enemy! That light from your body, it's like they tie it to your curse! Whoa! Let's play!
Killjoy! You just not breaking a sweat!
No, your life is mine.
Stay right there.
Time for takeoff. Brace yourself. With the blood of the Chilian, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War. So this is what Bunny's like in a fight.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Let's play! Time for takeoff.
Put your back
Let's
into it!
play! Over here! You're my boost!
It is time to break my work!
Let me amuse myself. Exercise caution! I fear that the god's power has reached its peak!
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Don't waste my time.
Killjoy!
Think you can get away?
I miscalculated.
Let's gliding you faster. Are you here to play with me?
I will end
Look at me.
This isn't good.
Put your back into it!
Time for takeoff. Wouldn't gliding be faster? Time for takeoff. The Patui's numbers are fitting.
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this battle, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Wouldn't gliding be fast? Think you can get away?
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it final?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened...
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't...
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of... At first, it was only the size of a small room. But with continued expansion, it is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a business. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation...
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city.
Are you questioning our means of protect?
I mean no offense. I simply...
Forebears, you say?
This morning, Rex
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive, but I dared not speak. I could only...
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying...
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper...
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our force... Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never
Huh? Why does everyone Everyone looks so down.
Weren't you frightened, dear?
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks. Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please, come visit us for the...
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be...
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue, the country of contracts, is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is... Although their blood is weak, there is still the time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to...
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of...
Let us return now.
Eager to leave.
Yes, one understands what the... One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of... Fair enough.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall... But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we...
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh? Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting Childe wanted to unleash the god so he could lure but we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our... Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the... Paimon doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.